Welcome to 1644 32nd Street. This is a townhouse adjoining next door neighbor. In between is an entryway or alleyway that goes to the back. Not an alleyway, passageway. This is the street. It's a one-way street, which makes it a little bit less trafficked. And there is no residential across the street because that building is Tudor Place, historical building. Up the street, about a block, is Dumbarton Oaks, and about a mile in a couple different directions, you can get to the red line or the blue line of the metro. So we walk in the house, which was built prior to 1900. But the exact date is not known because records were burned in DC, and there's no exact record of this particular house. But what we know is that the original house would have been this front room that you now see is a kitchen with an eat-in area, and up until a couple years ago, there was a hallway straight in front of us, a galley kitchen, and a formal dining room. The back part of the house was added on to maybe 15, 20 years ago. I'm not sure the exact timing of that. And it was done on a split level in order to make 3 levels and also higher ceilings. And you'll get to see those in just a minute. But this kitchen area was redone 2 years ago. And it is, as I said, less formal of a dining room, but it could be redone if the new owner would choose to do that by taking out these banquettes and just making an area over here. But a plus for the banquettes is that they include additional storage underneath them. And it's obviously owner's choice, but that's how we decided to go. The cabinets have lots of really good features. The first here is a pantry. Lots of storage space and pull-out drawers. Up above, the glassed-in cabinets allow for crystal or china or whatever beautiful things you want to have in there. On this side, the island is a little bit lower than the other part of the island, and the idea there was that it would be good for potentially doing, making cookies, doing bread, things like that at that height. Underneath in this cabinet, there are some tray separators. In all these other cabinets down below, there are pull-out drawers, so that this one and the ones on either side of the stove have the pull-out for the pans and what have you. The appliances are all Bosch except for the refrigerator. There's a microwave drawer, an electric oven but gas stove, and the dishwasher on the other side of the sink is Bosch as well. The refrigerator is the Thermador, or Sub-Zero rather, and has the refrigerator top and the freezer bottom. One of the fun things in this kitchen are the cabinets on either side, immediately on either side of the stove, that have pull-out spice racks. And up above, there's plenty of shelf space. Above the stove, there's only a little bit because of the fan being built in there. There's a little bit of space above. But there's also some hidden cabinetry on this side. Small drawer, but then additional cabinet space on both sides of the island. Drawer. I have a hard time with this camera. now walk from this space into the addition, which was, as I said, a split level. This goes into the living room. And as you can see from this view, the windows in the back are practically full window, and you can see the garden from there. We'll get over there in a second, but here's a view of the sitting area. Actually, I'll go up the stairs so you can see it better. There's a working wood fireplace, a built-in cabinet, and on this side there are built-in shelves. Plenty of space. And then here's our first view of the garden. This door does go out. We will not use this door at the moment. I'm going to take you out a different way, but that is the easiest way to get in and out if you're doing any cooking outside the grill. Here's a view of the kitchen from the other direction. On our way downstairs, we will see the coat closet. Has long hang as well as short hang, and then some more tray space and some space for gloves and mittens and scarves. The thermostats, there's also carbon monoxide, several of these around. The thermostats are all programmable. There are 2 zones for the heating and air conditioning. The old house and the new house each have their own separate units, and so that there are 2 thermostats for heat, 2 thermostats for air conditioning. And the, oh sorry, I turned the lights. 4 time periods that you can program the temperatures for morning when you wake up, when you leave for the day, when you come home from work, and when you go to sleep. This room is the 3rd bedroom. Could be just used as a den if you didn't need a 3rd bedroom. It currently has a Murphy bed, but it could easily not have the Murphy bed and have a sofa bed or regular bed, or not have any bed at all. But this is the way we will go out in just a minute to get to the outside. You can see there the windows out to the backyard. But first I want to show you a couple other things inside. This is the powder room for the whole house if people want to come down here from upstairs. I'm not quite sure how to zone in to get you a good view of this, but that's the cabinetry. Full mirror here. Shelf and toilet. There is no closet in this room, but there is, at the moment at least, full set of drawers and cabinet above. In this closet, there is one of the 2 furnaces, which is hard to see because there's no light in this closet, but this is the newer of the 2 furnaces. It was put in just a couple years ago. The one we're about to see in this space was replaced several years ago. The air conditioners were replaced last summer. The hot water heater was replaced shortly after I got here, as well as I installed a French drain and sump pump to keep the flooding out from sitting on a hill. This space was probably originally the kitchen of the house, not known for sure, but you can see over here where the stairwell used to be. And this is obviously the other furnace and hot water heater. There's plenty of space for storage. And then there's a large washer and dryer, which are fabulous. And a sink here for multi-purpose things, but lots of storage. because of the ductwork that was put in after, obviously they wouldn't have had this when the house was originally built, it makes the ceiling seem very low. It's hard to imagine that people lived in this as a kitchen, but it's great for what it is right now. Right now we're gonna walk back through this space and go outside so you can see the outside. In addition, you can see the pathway. So the gate that I showed you that we share between the two houses, the passageway follows down to those stairs and then back up into this space, and the neighbor's garden branches off on the other side of that gate. So here we are coming up to the garden. There are 3 different sections. I guess there are actually technically 4 sections. This doesn't have much in it. This one has some chairs. And then the garden back here has been a work in progress over the last few years. The tree in the back is relatively new, just a few years old. It will flower soon, apple tree. The cherry tree over here has already done its thing. There's wisteria along the fence between the neighbor and this house. It is just starting to bloom right now. You can see the first little blossom right there. There are some azaleas that are starting to come out here. Lots of other, there's a variety of different plants in this garden. They've been evolving. The boxwoods were here when I got here. Some of them have had to be replaced, but they were originally, I think, done because Dumbarton Oaks is big on the boxwood, and it's just up the street. Oh, I guess I'll walk back. Let me just walk through this again so you can see the house from the back. And we will now go upstairs so you can see the room upstairs that has that big set of windows. There are 2 master suites. The original part of the house is the space that's currently being used as a master suite, but either one could be used depending on personal preference. They both have ensuite bathrooms. Back up. Closet. Another view of the living room. The first room we'll go into is what is now being used as the master, which is the again the original part of the house, the front part of the house. On the way to the master, but it was part of the suite. There is a built-in office done by Hardwood Artisans, who also did the Murphy bed downstairs. But it's got space for files and all kinds of storage there for working at home. The master suite includes this bedroom. Which has a king-size bed and plenty of space around it. And a large closet that can be closed. There's a sliding door, pocket door. And plenty of shelf space, long hang, more shelf, drawers, shorter hang, and very short hang, and lots of shoe shelves. So it's a great closet, lots of space, and a very good size room. Again, the advantage of being across from Tudor Place is it's quiet and private, That's what you're looking at on from this bedroom. Another view of the office. And now as we go up to the other suite, you'll see 6 skylights that have blinds installed. They're open currently. It hasn't gotten hot yet, but when it gets hot, those will be closed to keep out some of the direct sunlight. But they do let in so much light, it's lovely. And this suite does have the advantage of looking out on the garden. So it might be some people's preference. And it's also a good size. The ceilings aren't quite as high, but it's a very nice size room. This is a queen size bed, but it's also got a cabinet on the side, which obviously could be additional bed space. If you wanted a king size bed in here, it would not be a problem. There's a ceiling fan and light there in case it gets warm in the summer. There are many closets here. There's different structure than the one in the other master suite. So here there are a bunch of individual closets. There's this one that has a smaller, size and a tie rack. This one, which is really just one shelf. And here you've got shelf, long hang, drawers, and a lower hang. And this one actually does go through to this space here, which has more hanging high and low end shelves. And then there's another rack here. And then the suite bathroom, which was redone about 3 or 4 years ago, has this cabinetry and the medicine cabinet with lights. It does open, has space. Bathroom, and then the shower and tub. There's no tub in the, I have to go back and look at the master bathroom. I don't think we did that. Sorry. So this is the bath and shower here, and then there's a linen closet. As well. There's more cabinets below the sink, and these drawers, and a shelf below. This also has a skylight. I'm afraid we missed the master bath. I'm so sorry about that. Here we are again. Here is the shower as you walk in. Pebble floor. And the cabinets and sink. These cabinets go up to the ceiling. They're not very wide here, but there's more width in these. And then there's this additional storage and a hamper. Cabinets on both sides and more drawers. Down we go. Another view of the living room. Window that looks, that's up over the space that is between the two houses, and there's another window over here. Back down to the kitchen. I believe that's it. Hope you've enjoyed the tour.